Hey guys, this is Brad from BD Production Studios here with a new tutorial for a DemonFace. There's a hell of a lot of videos out there, and I'm gonna tell you how to do it. So this is what we're gonna be making: is this little demon face that your guy changes into, then gets out of. So let's jump into the tutorial. Now, to have your demon video selected, click on Stabilize Motion, which is in the tracker controls. Oopsies. So, just gonna move that over there. Track his eyes, sorry. And do the rotation as well, so track the other eye. And there you go. Now track Analyze Forward. And, oh my god, it's tracking his face. So, I'm gonna stop it here. Well, soon, sorry. I'm just gonna stop it there. Keep going. Okay, so here I know that he looks away and closes his eyes. So I'm gonna go frame by frame. So it should be right about now. Then see, and then my tracker goes all crazy. So I'm just gonna undo that and press apply. Okay, and now we have our video. Stabilize motion and all. Because if you look straight at his face, everything's stabilized around his face, but that gives you the black bars around your video. We don't need those. We don't want those. So what we have to do is we have to go layer, pre-compose, move all attributes, and then pre-comp face. Now double click on your pre-comp to open up the layer with all the tracking. So now we're going to press U to get up all the tracking controls. And then we're going to go over here, press position, press P, then Shift R and Shift A to bring up the anchor point position and rotation all at the same time. So now bring your pre-comp face up above your demon, up above your up above to have both layers, sorry, above each other. So you can see both the settings of the anchor points, positions, and rotation. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to alt click on the stopwatch of the anchor point and pick whip it to the position of on the other video. Now we're going to alt click on the rotation and we're going to pick whip it to the rotation. Now we have to do our expression, which is multiply, which is Shift 8, -1. What this is going to do is that it's going to reverse the rotation of the other video. So right now it's -6 right here and +6 here. You get my drift. It's just going to do that throughout the entire video. So plus 30.9, -3.9. So now we're going to go into the position, and we're going to pick whip it to the anchor point. And then we're going to get out of it. And what we have here, what we also have to do, which I forgot to do, should have done this first, is we want to expand this composition settings so that the video is floating in free space. So do it about 26 if you have a full HD camera, and when you come back into here, it's just the normal video. It fits perfectly fine, and you don't get any of these black bars across your video. Or you shouldn't. If you do, then you're doing it wrong. Sorry. So now I'm going to get onto the actual effect. Now that we've done the hard part. So go to Effect, Distort, and then Liquify. This Liquify tool is very powerful. Like extremely powerful when it comes to video effects. So what you can do is there's a smudge tool, twist tool, bulge tool, picker, or twirl, sorry, and a picker. What we're gonna, so just, you can follow my instructions if you really want to. I'm gonna turn up the strength actually, and the brush size. Strength, go back off the picker, go back into here, and just kind of, that's a little bit too much. Now, you could do anything you want, and I'll show you. So if I do this, and if I move through the footage, it's tracked onto my face, onto his face. That's not my face. So I'm just gonna come back to kind of mid-screen. I'm gonna undo this, and we're gonna get back to doing the tutorial. So go to your bulge tool, and just bulge out his eye to make it kind of like a demon. So do it to this one too. You can twirl his face, his eyes, just to add that kind of weird ass effect. Oh, whoopsies, wrong way. Now you can go to the smudge tool. I'm just gonna change the brush size. I'm gonna give him some weird looking eyebrows to add to the demon effect. Ooh. So he looks more alien than demon, but that's totally fine. You can do whatever the hell you really want. So go to the bulge tool. I'm just gonna bulge it his mouth. You don't want to do it too crazy because then it starts distorting your picture and it makes your video kind of look out of place. Like right now, his face kind of looks really thin right here, is because of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to keep going. This is also just a tutorial, so. Now, what we have to do is we have to fade this thing on and off. So if we go to, that's what this distortion percentage is. So if we go down to 0, it's a normal face. If we go up to 100 or more, it gets pretty crazy, as you can see. So I usually say just stay at 100 or below. If I can get to 100, come on. Yeah, there we go. So now let's do some keyframing. So he's calm here, so we have to keyframe it at 0. And then as soon as he's fully yelling, keyframe it up to 100. So now if we RAM preview this, he slowly changes into the beast that he is. So we also have to do when he stops being a demon. So I'm gonna go to I'll go to about here because I know he's not a demon anymore. I'll just slowly look back. And I'll do it about here. He'll be at 100. So now if you watch the video, he goes all crazy. He actually starts a little bit back here. If I just move this back, then RAM preview it. So that's the main effect. Now we're gonna do some other things to it. So make a new adjustment layer and crop out his face. I usually use this roto breezer just because it makes curved lines by itself. Makes my life a lot easier. So you have a tracked out face. Now go into the mask settings by pressing MM. and just feather it out a little bit. And now what we have to do is we have to go to layer, color correction, go to hue and saturation, and then also go color correction to curves. So bring down the saturation of his face, so it's like that. Now just bring down the color. Now you can go into the red, bring down the red, and it turns it kind of a bluish color. You can bring this down even more. And if you, yes, I understand that there is a straight line across his face. We will be fixing that by feathering this out. And what else? You can expand it a little bit just so it kind of flows better. Going around his face. You don't want it too crazy. You don't want it to be too crazy. You still want it to be somewhat his skin color. So then you can go into the green. You can kind of pull that. You can change up that. Back into the red and kind of add a little bit. Just to get that kind of demon-y effect. So that's our demon skin. Very quick, very easy. So now, as you can see, it's not really tracking with his face. So what we have to do is we have to pick whip it to the actual pre-comp. And it should now stay. It follows the face and the rotation, and I just moved the clip. So now we can also add a grungy texture to it. So if you go into your, if we go open up our effects, I'm also using grungy textures from a pack I got. They're also grayscale. So just drag one of them out. Now drag it onto your scene. Make sure it's kind of at his face. You can also just pick whip it and change the overlay. Change it to overlay. You can move it around if you really want to. Make sure it's below the adjustment layer. Move it around if you want to. Then make the mask or just copy the mask from this one. But I would advise you just to make your own mask. So go choose your pen tool and just kind of freeform mask around his face. So now we have to do the same thing. Press MM, feather the mask a lot. You can also get it off of his forehead if you really want to. I'm actually going to do that right now. Just off of his hair so that it kind of looks a little better. So we have this, take off the mask and you have somewhat of a demon face. But again, this shouldn't be happening at where we are right now. So select both of them and press T. This is your opacity. Keyframe both of them at 0 for the beginning. And then right when it gets to the crazy part, keyframe them back in at 100. And then from here, put another keyframe and put it down to 0. And you have your face going in and out of demon mode. You can add some other textures. You can go on Google, find them, but that's pretty the essential effect of this video. So I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.